This Bitcoin halving is going to be massive with the Bitcoin ETFs, but it seems Grayscale's recent dispute may lead to a complete denial of ETFs. Another threat that's looming over Bitcoin and crypto is Japan's yield curve control adjustment. Could this crash Bitcoin and crypto? This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody Buffington. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when we drop our latest content. Follow us on Twitter, AltcoinBuzzIO, and as always, this is not financial advice, and we wish you the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Chair of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission Gary Gensler on Thursday dodged the questions around the agency's next step in response to the summary judgment in favor of Ripple in the XRP versus SEC lawsuit. He was asked if the SEC would go ahead and appeal the ruling during an interview with Bloomberg TV. In what appears to be a strategic silence maintained by Gensler, he had literally dodged the question, saying the U.S. SEC is not yet to take a decision on the ruling against the summary judgment. However, he maintained that the crypto market continues to violate the securities laws despite the XRP ruling.
A ruling that was made in the Ripple case that XRP is only a security when sold to institutional investors, not so with retail investors. I know you've previously said you were disappointed by that ruling. The SEC has also said that it intends to seek further review. So does that mean you are going to appeal it? Can you elaborate on your thoughts around that ruling?
Kaylee, great question, but the commission, I'm one of 5 commissioners. Mm-hmm. The commission has not acted on that, and if the staff makes a recommendation, we'll have a discussion of it, and we'll take it up then, but I don't really have anything more on you.
In the meantime, as we wait for this, what does it mean for your efforts around crypto, for your efforts to try to protect the consumer in these areas? Does it complicate it?
This field of crypto investing, a lot of investors should be aware it's not only a highly speculative asset class, it's also one that they currently should not assume that they're getting the protections of the securities laws, even though the securities laws apply to many of those tokens without prejudging anyone. The securities laws are there to protect you, and that's right now, this is a field rife with fraud, rife with hucksters, and there are good faith actors as well, but there are far too many that aren't.
Our partners at Elfin Games are a decentralized gaming NFT ecosystem backed by Binance Labs on the Binance Smart Chain and are launching their Elfin token next week. Elfin Kingdom's vision of a decentralized gaming platform governed by Elfin DAO and staked Elfin holders fosters creativity and community-driven metaverses. This approach includes high-quality games and NFT projects benefiting developers and users. Elfin Arcade's continuous expansion means more diverse games for all gamers. As new games join, early investors can participate in new projects. The Elfin Marketplace integration gamifies the experience for collectors, traders, and gamers, rewarding active users with the Elfin tokens, attracting a larger user base. The Elfin token provides access to new game launches, staking, governance, and NFT trading, making it central to the economy. Elfin Kingdom aims to become a virtual Disneyland in Web3, with investors like Binance Labs, Jump Trading, Merit Circle, Good Games Guild, Gate Labs, and more. Check out the Elfin token launch on Communitas happening on July 31st, NFTB on August 1st, and GemPad August 2nd. Link down below. Sam Altman is best known as the co-creator of the OpenAI platform. He also founded the privacy-preserving digital identity World ID project and Worldcoin, its native token. The idea behind the project is to create a unique ID for every person on the planet by scanning their eyes to prevent fraud. Right from the start, the idea caused an uproar among privacy lawyers and activists, but then it took a turn for the worse. Rumors started circulating that the project is connected with Jack Ma, a controversial Chinese businessman with ties to the government in Beijing. Not only will this seriously hinder further Worldcoin development, it casts a shadow of doubt on the whole Worldcoin ID project. The entire crypto world, known for its devotion to privacy protection, is watching Worldcoin with suspicion. Some even say that the entire project goes against the very idea behind cryptocurrency, claiming that Worldcoin's long-term sustainability and growth are in serious doubt. The news that Worldcoin reached a $20 billion market cap caused a lot of attention in the market. However, with just a little due diligence, you can see that only 1% of the entire supply is circulating, meaning the real market cap is about 200 million, and even that's inflated. This low circulating supply causes fake price demand, driving up price, and tricks many, but if you're watching Altcoin Buzz, you know not to be fooled by cheap tricks like that. We've just released a full video breakdown on Worldcoin and our opinion on it, which you can find linked down below. The Department of Justice has dropped its plan to charge former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried with unlawful campaign contributions. On Wednesday, U.S. Attorney Damian Williams disclosed that the Bahamas informed the government of its decision not to extradite Bankman-Fried on this particular charge. Accordingly, in keeping with its treaty obligations to the Bahamas, the U.S. government does not intend to proceed to trial on the campaign contributions count. Bankman-Fried was arrested in the Bahamas in December on request from the U.S. government over the collapse of the crypto exchange FTX. The former FTX CEO was initially brought to the U.S. facing 8 charges, including a conspiracy to commit campaign finance violations. The case expanded over time as prosecutors added 5 more counts in February, but Bankman-Fried's counsel moved to dismiss many of those charges. As per the treaty between the two countries, the Bahamas must consent to any charges filed after extradition, as explained by their lawyers. Sam's lawyers wrote, after Mr. Bankman-Fried properly consented to a simplified extradition procedure, the Bahamian government agreed to release him to the U.S. authorities and issued a warrant of surrender specifying that he be tried on 7 of the 8 counts in the original indictment, but not the count relating to alleged campaign finance violations. On June 15th, Judge Kaplan separated those charges from the October trial after the government agreed to sever some of those post-extradition counts for a later trial. All of this happened shortly after a hearing on Wednesday regarding Bankman-Fried's purported efforts to discredit witnesses, including former Alameda Research CEO Caroline Ellison. On Wednesday, prosecutor Daniela Sansoon urged the judge to order Bankman-Fried's detention before the scheduled October trial, citing concerns that no set of release conditions can ensure the safety of the community. Sansoon's request to jail Bankman-Fried came after he shared Ellison's personal writings with a New York Times reporter. In a Google document provided to the New York Times, Ellison expressed feeling unhappy and overwhelmed with her job at Alameda and questioned her suitability for the role. In light of the request, Judge Kaplan imposed stricter bail conditions on Bankman-Fried, including limiting his public communication. The prosecutor stated he will evaluate the possibility of an imprisonment before the October trial. Both sides have been given until August 3rd to present their opinion on whether jailing is necessary for Bankman-Fried. Traders love volatility, but as of late, Bitcoin has offered none. Wednesday's Federal Reserve rate hike also failed to wake the cryptocurrency from its slumber. Perhaps the Bank of Japan, or BOJ, the world's 3rd largest central bank and the only heavyweight maintaining a very loose pro-liquidity policy, might do the trick. According to several investment banks, the Bank of Japan on Friday will likely soften its grip on the country's bond markets, potentially influencing global bond markets, exchange rates, and liquidity conditions. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general are sensitive to changes in global liquidity conditions. Since September 2016, the Bank of Japan has been running a yield curve control program, committing to purchase as many government bonds as required to keep the 10-year government bond yield near 0%. The perpetual bond buying has added global liquidity and has been a major source of downward pressure on bond yields across the advanced world. In December, the Bank of Japan retained the target while allowing the yield to fluctuate in the plus or minus 50 basis points band. On Friday, the bank might widen the band to 100 basis points, indirectly tapering the liquidity-boosting bond purchases. On Wednesday, the IMF urged Japan to move away from the yield curve control to prepare for the eventual liftoff in interest rates from the current negative 0.1%. These developments might appear inconsequential to the Bitcoin market, but that's not necessarily true. In the past, cryptocurrency has seen negative correlations with bond yields, bond market volatility, the dollar index, and global liquidity conditions. In other words, potential changes to the Bank of Japan's yield curve control and the resulting volatility in the traditional markets could bring volatility to the crypto market. Crypto fund manager Grayscale is urging the Securities and Exchange Commission to approve all proposed spot Bitcoin ETFs at the same time to avoid one having an advantage. A July 27th post by the Grayscale Chief Legal Officer Craig Solom said Grayscale's legal team submitted a letter regarding 8 spot Bitcoin ETF filings, including its own, arguing the SEC shouldn't pick winners and losers and instead make a fair and orderly decision. The letter claimed the SEC could approve the spot ETFs based on its approval for Bitcoin futures ETFs, saying the two fund types are linked. Grayscale added recent surveillance sharing agreements between Coinbase and the spot ETF providers are not a new idea and claim they would not meet the SEC standards. ETF filings from Invesco, BlackRock, Valkyrie, VanEck, Wisdom, Fidelity, and ARK Invest were recently updated to include surveillance sharing agreements with Coinbase. Coinbase would share information on its trading books and other information so the SEC can monitor any possible market manipulation or irregular trading activity. Grayscale claimed, however, that the surveillance sharing agreements would neither satisfy nor be necessary under the SEC's standards, as Coinbase isn't registered with the SEC as a securities exchange or broker-dealer, nor with the Commodities Futures Trading Commission as a futures exchange. It added that approving the ETFs would be a positive but sudden and significant change in the SEC's application of its standard and would improperly grant a first-mover advantage to those proposals. The Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which aims to track Bitcoin's price, has nearly 1 million investors. The SEC denied Grayscale's application to turn the Bitcoin Trust into a spot Bitcoin ETF last June. In response, Grayscale sued the regulator, saying it was acting arbitrarily by failing to apply consistent treatment to similar investment vehicles. That's it for Altcoin Buzzy's update. I'm your host, Cody Buffington. Thanks for watching.